Well, the whole area of elite athletes who are students in full-time higher education has increasingly received attention in research and literature. It is an issue, and it's an issue that is worthy of research.
Well, it's time to start the show. Lost my heart and lost my soul.
Sports that have a very early morning component can impact across the whole of the day for some students. I'm thinking, for example, of rowing, where their strenuous commitments or their training commitments take place very early in the morning. That can have a knock-on effect to their ability to engage.
It is early mornings for gym sessions, so our sessions start at 7 o'clock in the morning, Monday and Friday.
Lost my heart and lost my soul. Now it's time that you won't know. Lost my mind and lost my goal. Not giving in. I'm not giving in. Lost and now my love is cursed. Time to make these things feel right.
And our rugby starts at 7 o'clock in the evening till 8:30, both Monday and Friday. And again, also on a Saturday, it could be a 9 o'clock session on a Saturday morning, which means that you're training late on a Friday and then up again early on a Saturday morning.
I think it was Christmas time that freshman year that I didn't get to go home for Christmas because we had to stay, we had practice and games, so that's like just family sacrifices and stuff you had to make, and it was tough.
Speaking from a programme leader's perspective and an academic advisor's perspective, I would say that it's a double-edged sword, because we know obviously these demands are there and we know these demands impact upon the student. But what I would say is that we have had some very excellent examples of time management from students that are balancing elite training demands alongside their academic study. So they are often the students who are the most organised.
Barely managing. Work's always last minute. Bit of a botched job, but you know, it's a big commitment to play like so much sport. But you know, it's obviously going to affect work, and there's people that say you can't, but obviously, like if you're, I don't know, playing sport for 20 hours a week, then it's going to take away from your work.
At the beginning, when it was just with Durham, it was fine. And obviously in first term you haven't got that much stuff in, but gradually, because I've been doing like international stuff now down south as well, and I've been away travelling and things like that, I haven't really had much time, so I've had to get extensions on a couple of things, which is quite annoying because everyone else is finished and you've still got to keep working, and it's not fair because it's something that because you've done something that you really enjoy more, and therefore you've got to make sacrifices somewhere else. Then when I come back to, well, obviously it's just hockey, and then when you come back to reality and you've actually got to get a degree, you think, shit, I need to actually start doing some work now.
We've started to receive quite good guidance from the strength and conditioning team on what they recommend, but also what sort of cheap, viable, and also safe to use. So it's changed, but when I first arrived at university it was quite a big concern for me, considering that I was probably spending about an extra £50 a week.
It's quite difficult, but we get fat tested, and weighed and stuff like that, so we've got to sort of try and eat healthily. But obviously it's quite limited when you're a student, because you just buy what you can and whatever's cheapest, and it's not necessarily the best thing for you.
You have to keep an eye on the diet, but I just eat more the merrier.
Yeah.
Sneak a couple of McD's in here and there as well. Don't worry about it.
From an educational perspective, we do see evidence that students who commit to elite sport structures, whether they be university first teams or above, national honours or whatever, do struggle to find a balance of their time towards their training commitments, their competitive commitments, and also their academic work, not just completing it, but completing it to a high standard. You see a lot of travel with other sports. I'm thinking of basketball, rugby and hockey, for example.
Training Queen, so that's pretty much takes 4 hours with travelling and stuff, 3 times a week.
Basically it's the top level that you can get to. And I don't think, as a freshman, like, so that's your first year, I don't think I fully realised what I had signed up for.
It's worth it to play basketball. University, I'm ready to leave.
For the social side, you meet new people, different environments, different friends. For example, I've met probably 300 more people than I would have met not playing rugby.
For sure. No, that's so American.
Advice would never be stop your sport so that you get an excellent degree and an excellent life balance here. And when you see other students getting so many benefits from college engagement, from work experience, from social relationships, and you see these athletes aren't getting that added value that other students are able to access because of their available time, it saddens me from that perspective.
Yeah, like, people don't appreciate how careful you've got to be, really, I don't think. And it's quite frustrating sometimes, especially when I feel like I'm just missing out all the time, especially with the hockey, because we have socials every Wednesday and then every Saturday, and it'll be something to be fancy dress, or it'll be like some of your best friends' birthdays in the club and you can't go out properly, and then they just get annoyed with you and you can't really do anything about it because your justification isn't really good enough for them, because they don't see hockey in the same way that you do. Well, that I do. But yeah, it's quite difficult.
Oh! It'll be worth it when we're in Rio and girls hockey's coming on and there you are.
Yeah.
Steph Elliott.
If that happens,
Woo!
it better bloody happen. Yeah.